Let's try to get this in. Yeah, buddy. All right. Da 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 da. Yeah, we up in this hole. Yeah, one more time for the one time. Yeah. So let's talk about a little boxing today, baby. A little boxing. So I was on the internet today doing work, chilling on the keyboard. I'm seeing everybody. I'm seeing all these YouTube channels, Fight Hype, and all these cats. They making the videos and stuff like that. So I figured I'll go in here and do my own little video. Also been checking out other YouTube channels out there. A couple of the haters, came by. I gotta say is this, man. I think they're doing a good job of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I think they're doing a good job going out there and promoting their fight, going on a little tour, letting all the fans see them, letting all the fans get to know them as well. And at the same time as we have these haters out here, boy, I tell you what, they try to figure out any way possible to try to talk down to this dude. I don't blame him. And I don't blame them because this is exactly how would you say keep they numbers up. You're not gonna get no viewers talking about how good Deontay Wilder is and how good Tyson Fury is in the UK right now. The haters want to hear about bad things. They want to hear the misery. They want to hear all the bad shit that got to go along with this, man. Which is fine and dandy. You can talk shit all you want, but at the end of the day, what's gonna happen? One of them dudes is gonna win. Hopefully it's Deontay Wilder. The outcome of the winner from that fight. Guess what's gonna happen? Some point they're gonna have to meet Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going to have to make this fight. You can't be saying no flat rate offers. You can't be saying no rematch clauses. You can't be saying no lopsided contracts. You got to kind of give the fans, give the fighter, and give the people what they want. You got to cut that shit out, man. You got to cut that shit out and go in and make this fight, man. Do what you got to do to make this fight. Tell Eddie Hearns to shut the fuck up. Tell Barry Hearns to shut the fuck up, and start telling these motherfuckers what to do. But he ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. And another thing, I don't think this whole they clashing back and forth doing these little things and stuff like that. I don't think none of this stuff really is affecting any of these fighters. It's Tyson Fury's personality to talk shit. It's Tyson Fury's personality to walk around and conduct himself like that. He's been doing it since day one. That's his MO. And I think that's the way that he psychs himself out, by, talking shit and, trying to get into fighters' heads and trying to get into other fighters' heads and stuff like that. But when has it ever worked? Is the question. When has it ever worked? It hasn't worked, period. Ain't nobody worried about what Tyson Fury is saying or doing and stuff like that, Of course it's gonna piss people off after a while, That's what is gonna happen, You can say you're not gonna get pissed off and this dude just keeps, just poking at you. These are two heavyweight fighters, man, full of testosterone, testicular fortitude and all that jazz. They're gonna have to, cuss each other out and, shove each other around and stuff like that. We dealing with gladiators here. We're not dealing with, Anthony Joshua types. That motherfucker would have been off that stage. Eddie Hearn would have been, his little massa and everything would have been trying to tell him what to do. But, hey, it is what it is, man. And I just can't wait till this fight happens. Oh, another thing, that Clarissa Shields fight. That fight been been postponed, man. It's been postponed until what is it, April? I believe it's been postponed until April. I guess they said Christina Hammer has some type of medical issue that she needs to resolve or something like that. You know, which is kind of messed up. You know, I wonder what happened to that girl. You know, did her uterus fall out or something like that? You know, did Christina Hammer's uterus fall out, or is this just a, you know, what's really a medical concern that is going to stop you from fighting? Well, it's probably not going to stop her from fighting for, you know, a couple months, but 1 month of not exercising and stuff like that, you know, as a professional fighter, I would assume that it set you back. So, you know, I would assume the reset button will have to restart, you know, and hopefully they can get this fight on in April. I'm hoping that the venue has changed, will change for April, because I want to see the fight, and I'm not going to go all the way down to you know, Atlantic City to watch the fight because you know, work related issues and stuff, whatnot. But it would be nice to see that fight, and you know, because right now I'm in Saginaw, Michigan. You know, as you can see, my Tri-City Stampede T-shirt on. You know, so I'm hoping that the fight will happen in Detroit in April. You know, I haven't dug around to see if the venue in Atlantic City is still open in April, but I'm pretty sure it is, because you know I'm pretty sure the two teams talked amongst each other and said, hey, this, you know, we can't do it this month, or these days, and that didn't work for them, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I'm hoping that Christina Hammer's, her visa will still be valid, you know, and she could come over here and to the great U.S. and get her ass whooped. You know, I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of folks out there looking forward to this fight. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of, you know, haters out there that's looking forward to this fight, and I think it will be quite yeah. I turned the mic pre up a little bit, just so you know it sounds. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think that'll work. You know, I'd rather do these lives, man, because, you know, 78 says something about, you know, public speaking and all that stuff. And I think this really does help with public speaking and getting jitters out the way and, you know, working on your speech, you know, being, you know, this is a good way of becoming confident, you know, and stuff like that. And as far as the words that you the words that come out of your mouth and stuff like that. So, you know, let's see what else we got to talk about here. Yeah, you know, let's talk about some of these haters out there, you know, that just like to hate on Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, because right now, you know, they the center of attention, you know, but you know, there's no need to talk about Anthony Joshua right now. There's no need to talk about, you know, Dillian White on their terms, because as far as I'm concerned, they not talking about who they gonna fight next. You know, you got Dillian White out there. Yeah, this motherfucker, Dillian White. What the fuck he say on Twitter? He said something about these two bums out there, you know, clowning around. They don't, you know, downplaying they gangster because he can't play no reindeer games. Motherfucker looking like Rudolph right now. And guess who he about to fight? Anthony Joshua. This dude ain't even deserving of a rematch right now, you know, and he should just shut the fuck up and focus on them, you know, he should just be like, you know, I ain't got nothing good to say, you know, why not say it? I mean, you know, keep my mouth shut and let's see what happens, you know, from the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. I don't think he needs to be sitting over here, you know. I think he know he's just mad, he's just upset. You know, that this could have been him, you know, if it wasn't for Eddie Hearn. If it wasn't for Eddie Hearn, you know, I seriously believe that, You know, White would have been had a shot, but White ain't gonna get a shot because of Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn in his motherfucking mouth, and you know his you know down. You know, you just can't talk right in public. You know, he's always got something bad to say about everybody, but when his fighter fights somebody, look at Lucas Brown, Robert Elenius. You know, look at when he fought AJ fought Takam. You know, he acted like that fight was last minute, but he divulged in the interview that the fight wasn't last minute. He already was about to watch that. He already they knew he was gonna fight him. They knew Anthony Joshua was gonna fight Takam. They knew it. He said that Takam was fighting for months, for a couple months. They knew that dude was gonna fight that dude, and then he gets up in there, and Anthony Joshua ends up squeezing his way out once again, and then Dillian White, then Dillian White fights Robert Elenius, and you didn't see Eddie Hearn saying anything bad about Robert Elenius. Didn't say nothing. He said nothing but good things about that dude. Same thing with Lucas Brown. Said nothing but good things about that dude. Didn't bring up that he popped for PEDs. Didn't bring up his age. You know what I'm saying? Didn't bring up his shortfalls. All he talked was about, he put the Midas touch on him. He touched that dude and turned him into gold just to get his ass knocked out in the ring. He got them sparks knocked out of him like Sonic. Change all over, knocked the change out of his ass. Turn that $5 asshole into $5 worth of quarters. You know what I'm saying? So, now we got Deontay Wilder and fucking Tyson Fury, that loudmouth motherfucker. God damn, that boy can't just shut the fuck up, And I like that interview that they did on ESPN, with I like that interview, and I think the type of question that was asked in that interview is the same type of questions that should be asked to Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. Stop harboring these fugitives and start asking the right questions. Start asking this guy, like, how come he didn't take the 50 mil? What else questions you can ask Anthony Joshua? Why did you guys offer a 15 flat a flat rate offer with and why did you guys offer a 15 million flat rate offer knowing that was not going to cut the mustard? Why did you offer a fight with no rematch clause knowing that would not cut the mustard? You can't. These cats, Eddie Hearn is Barry Hearn's son. Barry Hearn is still involved with with Matchroom Boxing. I don't care what anybody says. And Barry Hearn knows that contract was not going to cut the mustard with Deontay Wilder because of Luda Bella, Shelly Finkel, and Al Heyman. Nobody can say that they haven't crossed paths before, done business with each other before, to sit up there and say that, that's not going to pass that dude. And then you offered it a second time. Talk about you offered an improved offer. And then you did the whole dumbass, you did the dumbest thing in the world by saying we're going to send a contract and with Anthony Joshua's signature and blah blah blah, and it didn't have Anthony Joshua's signature. It had Eddie Hearn's signature or whoever's signature sent to Deontay Wilder's team, and it was basically the same damn shit. A flat rate offer, no rematch clause, no picking the refs, no nothing. Shit. Yeah, I'm good, fam. Just over here, just got off the slave ship. In my this is not my bedroom, so don't even think this is my bedroom, man. That's a small ass bed and shit. This is damn near. This room is just big as a jail cell. Look at it. It ain't that big, but yeah, this is this is a spare bedroom I use for guests and my football equipment and shit. I just keep it on the bed. Yeah. See if anybody want to buy anything. I'm sorry, you can't buy none of that. That's shit I'm donating to my football team. One of those shoulder pads was mine, but I'm donating 2 of those to my football team. So some of my teammates can can get a competitive edge on the out there by wearing the right size and the right type of equipment for their position. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was just talking about some of these haters and how we got a good press tour that's going on. And the press tour is pretty good though, and I think it's good for the sport of boxing because like I said, it allows the fans to interact with these fighters, get to know these fighters, and actually get to see them in a different light, because most of the time these guys, especially in the heavyweight division, people only been interacting with these guys through social media. And I think that sometimes touring around and getting people to know your name, banners and and all the bells and whistles, sometimes those lights flickering and stuff like that, it's like shining something flashy to a bass. It attracts them. It gives them that one little thing for them to be interested in boxing and be interested in sports in general. Hell, some of them people out there, they probably young kids that want to box, or not that confident. Yeah, oh yeah, this is gonna do good numbers, man. This is gonna be boxing clean. This is gonna do good numbers, and I think that I've been saying for a long time. I think that at minimum this is a 300K pay-per-view buy, and if they keep touring around like this, you add the pay-per-views over here, you add the Sky, the BT Sports pay-per-view numbers, and then you add some of these other countries' pay-per-view numbers in there because everybody, all these countries ain't got BT and Showtime. So you start adding those numbers, and I think Deontay Wilder would make a good stand, for his stake in heavyweight boxing. Some of these cats, they want to say that in order for you to be the A side, you got to have all the belts. Some of these guys say in order for you to be the A side, you got to have the pay-per-view buys, the money coming in, and majority of the belts. But really, when it comes down to it, is really the A side is based on who has more to offer to the fight. But in this case, I don't think there's no need to talk about who's the A side and stuff like that, because that gets in the way of the fight happening. From the first time somebody want to say that AJ was the A side, I think that started messing things up, because now that's when pride and all those things get in the way. Deontay Wilder don't want to take a 15 million a lowball offer or a lopsided offer for this fight, even though I'm pretty sure he would have took the 15 mil if there was a rematch clause. But since there wasn't, he had no choice but to say no, because it's a lopsided offer, And I think that these cats, you can't. Who wants to be the dude to get suckered into a contract or get played the fool? You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to sit there and be like, damn, man, I got played by that offer. You know what I'm saying? But okay, well, he win this one, I'm gonna go over to UK. God forbid it goes into a unanimous decision, because we all know Deontay Wilder is not going to win a unanimous decision in the UK. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And even in the contract, that's what they picking. They picking everything. They picking the ref, the judges. They probably they probably the ring doctor, and that the ring doctor plays a big role in a fight. Over in the UK, what if Wilder would have got stung like he did against Luis Ortiz? I mean, look what happened with Carlos Takam. What if the ring doctor says, "Oh hell nah, we got him. You gave him 2 good hits. We got him. Let's get Wilder up out of there." You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have took that offer. I would have took the 15 mil, but I wouldn't have took the offer without a rematch clause. That's it's too much to lose to the refs, to leave to the ref, the judges, and the ring doctor. See, I play semi-pro football. I play for Tri-City Stampede out here in Saginaw, Michigan, and a lot of the times the teams out here lose because of the refs. I'm not going to insinuate that they in somebody's pocket or it's because they know somebody on the team on one of the teams or something like that. But in sports in general, that's the last thing you want to leave the game to. You don't want to leave the game into the refs' hands. You don't want to leave the game into the judges' hands. You don't want to leave the game into outside entities that has nothing to do with what happens on the field. It's sad when it happens. I felt bad for Carlos Takam when he lost against Anthony Joshua that way. I would have liked for him to get the unanimous decision in that fight because he was not getting touched like the ref thought he was, and I thought that Carlos Takam's legs was still looking good. His stamina, he wasn't wobbled or anything like that, and it was just a sad day in boxing, for me, because these guys they train a lot. I mean, they train a lot. Obviously you can see like somebody like Carlos Takam and Gerard Miller and Gerald Washington and the list goes on. These guys don't get a lot of money like people think, and then even if they do get a good amount of money, they got bills to pay, they got a team to pay, they got all kind of things to pay. So, at the end of the day, when somebody like Carlos Takam or if it happens to Gerard Miller or Jarrell Washington, fighters like that, those type of fighters like that, when they get those type of lopsided decisions that even Stevie Wonder can tell that it was scored wrong, or the ref stopped it too soon, or the ring doctor should have fucking stayed his ass on the ground floor and out of the way. But these cats, I think they hurting the sport of boxing. But anyways, I forgot what I was talking about before that. I was trying to find that punk ass motherfucker. Let me see if I can log in. I'm trying to find that stupid ass. I think that's my password for this thing. Actually, yeah, that's my password. Let's try to see what Dillian White said earlier. Dillian, the Batiman Snatcher. That's what that motherfucker is. The Batiman Snatcher. So, oh yeah. So this is the thing. So Dillian White retweeted something from September 27th. How are you getting on raising the $5 million at Del Boy Chisora? The silence has been deafening. So there was a interview that these two did, and Derek Chisora stepped to Dillian White and basically told him like, "Hey man, what's up with the fight, man? What's up with you gonna fight me or what?" And Dillian White says something, then Chisora responded to where like, "Hey man, if I give you that $5 million, what's happening?" And then Dillian White said, "Okay, yeah, I'd do it if you get the $5 million." And now Dillian White saying that Derek Chisora is silent now. I think really, to tell you the truth, they need to. I mean, what would that fight do for Dillian White though? What would that fight do for Chisora? You know what I'm saying? Like, Dillian White is over here, loud talking again, about, some 5 million euros that, he could probably get. He could have been had a fight for over that, if he would have, did what he was supposed to do. If he would have been doing what he was supposed to be doing, he wouldn't be having to, you know, uh, you know, basically wait for Derek Chisora to send him a 5 million euro contract. He wouldn't have to, because if he would have fought the people he was supposed to be fighting, he would have been had that. You know, how about you give Dominic Brazil, send Dominic Brazil a contract to fight him in the UK? How about you send, you know, Louis King Kong Ortiz a contract to fight him in the UK? Because I'm pretty sure them two fighters would go out there, you know, willingly, you know, without any type of hesitation to fight you, just so they can go out there and whoop your ass. I don't think Dominic Brazil will whoop you. I think Dillian White will get, you know, Dominic Brazil, but you ain't beating Louis King Kong Ortiz. And then this dude gonna say, what'd he say? He said, let me see this damn thing. He said, basically, you know, that the presser they did today, about a couple hours ago this morning, when they were, now, you know, when you move, I move thing, you know, when it was messing around with each other on stage, Dillian White said, "What is this? These clowns are coming across really fake and desperate." You know, he can say whatever he wants to, you know what I'm saying? Dillian White can say whatever he wants to. But there's a caveat with that. You can say, Dillian White can say whatever he wants to once he figures out who he's going to fight. You know what I'm saying? Why are you sitting over here talking about other fighters fighting other fighters when you ain't got an opponent? Why are you over here sitting here talking about what other fighters are doing when you still not fighting who you're supposed to be fighting? You know? You acting like you mad because nobody wants to see you in the ring versus Anthony Joshua. You acting like you mad because really nobody wants to see you in the ring. They just want to see you get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? You a crybaby. You acting like a little a little bitch that your man left you or something. You acting like Eddie Hearn left you for a new bitch. You know what I'm saying? You over here disgruntled. You a disgruntled employee. All you got to do is fight Louis King Kong Ortiz or Dominic Brazil. And I'm pretty sure after your last fight, let's see here. After your last fight, you had enough time to sit out there and proposition Dominic Brazil or Louis King Kong Ortiz a fight. But instead, you had well enough time. You had well enough time to do that. You fought in July. You could have probably set the fight up to have that to fight Louis King Kong Ortiz or Derek Chisora in September or October, and still had enough time to heal those swoles up and go out there and fight who you are supposed to fight. See, you worried about being a second mandatory. You see what I'm saying? But you have to fight somebody to get a shot at the title. You talking about, oh, well, you don't have to fight the guy, the WBC says you got to defend your title every 12 months and stuff like that. But guess what? At least you will be in line for something. At least you would know where you stand. Right now, you don't even know where you stand. Only thing you're doing right now is hoping that Eddie Hearn keeps his word and fights you and gives you Anthony Joshua. That's what you're doing. You're hoping that Eddie Hearn keeps his word. But what if Eddie Hearn goes and picks Anthony Joshua to fight Usyk? What if Eddie Hearn picks Anthony Joshua to go and fight somebody else like Hughie Fury? Then what? Then you sit back there in the rear with the gear one more time, and now look, You're gonna be crying again about something else. But guess what? It's all gonna be your fault because you have to take your career in your own hands. You see what I'm saying? You can't sit there and say, okay, well, I can fight. You could have fought them two fighters, one of them two fighters, and still possibly, if Eddie Hearn allowed it for you to fight Anthony Joshua in April, you still would have been cool. You would have had a mandatory position. You would have had you would have had a secondary mandatory position, or the first mandatory position, and you still would have went out there and fought Anthony Joshua. And if you would have got your ass whooped, you'd have still came back to the WBC and still got your shot. You fucking dumbass. You an idiot. You's a motherfucking idiot. And guess what? I'm pretty sure sometime next year the WBC is going to call for it. Is going to call for it. And guess what? You're going to be crying again. You're going to be talking some more shit again. You know what I'm saying? What if Anthony Joshua knocks you out again? What if Anthony Joshua knocks you out again if you fight him in April? If Eddie Hearn allows it. Then what? Then you will be sitting over there having something else to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You'll be talking shit even though it's your fault because you didn't set yourself up for success. You setting yourself up for failure. Because that's what you is. You was a fuck up. If you wasn't a fuck up, you would have went out there and you would have fought who you were supposed to fight. But instead, look. It's October, motherfucker. It's October. October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Who you gonna fight? Are you gonna fight somebody before you fight AJ? Are you gonna fight somebody that you're supposed to fight before you fight AJ? Or are you gonna fight somebody because you know you don't want to risk that fight? Even though that fight is still dependent on if Eddie Hearn allows it. You see what I'm saying? And you know, if Eddie Hearn doesn't allow it, then what? But then let's talk about another dude. Let's talk about another guy another dude that's out there that's in the rear. Dominic Breazeale. Dominic motherfucking Breazeale. I don't think Dominic Breazeale has a fight yet. I don't think Dominic Breazeale, he doesn't have anything scheduled. Last time that dude fought was in November of 2017 when he beat Eric Molina. You know, so, go figures, right? Like, everybody trying to hold on to something. You're not going to fight Dominic Breazeale. You're not going to fight Louis King Kong Ortiz. And Dominic Breazeale ain't going to fight nobody until the WBC mandates it, I guess. Mandates him to fight somebody, which is a bunch of BS. You know what I'm saying? Because how do you expect for people to take your careers? How do you expect people to take you serious as a boxer when you ain't fighting nobody? How do you expect people to take your career seriously, especially you're supposed to be the mandatory fighter, and you haven't fought nobody credible. You know what I'm saying? You haven't fought nobody, but you want everybody. You want Deontay Wilder to fight you now. You want the WBC to make the mandatory now. But you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You know? That's why you rank number fourth in the WBC rankings. That's why you rank number 4. The reason why you rank number 4th is because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's about to be no motherfucking November. No shit. That would mean come November 4th. November 4th, you haven't fought nobody in a year. In a motherfucking year. Like, what are you doing? Like, okay, you better not show up. You better not show up looking like a motherfucking fool. You better not show up, cause I will fucking die. But this is what we talking about right here, fellas. You know, this is what we talking about. That motherfucking bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, you are sitting around here expecting people to take you serious, but you ain't fought in a year. But you ain't gonna fight. Yeah, well, that's what's gonna happen. You ain't gonna be fighting a year. But this is what we talking about right here. We haven't had a heavyweight, undisputed fight since Vin Rhames fought Wesley Snipes in the pen. That was the last time that we seen that we seen a heavyweight undisputed match, and it was a good match. You know, they laid it all out in the ring. They did what they thought who was they supposed to. They trained hard. They didn't make any excuses or nothing like that. You know, they didn't. They came into an agreement. I believe that was the easiest fight to be made in penitentiary history. So you know, I gotta hand it out to Vin Rhames and Wesley Snipes for giving the public on what they want. You know, even though I still to this day don't understand what the fuck was that on Vin Rhames' chest, but it was a good fight. You know, they both looked like they came in shape. Vin Rhames looked like he was, you know, a lifer. You know, he'd been in there all his life. And like I said, they had something to lose. They had something to prove. And at the end of the day, we found out who was undisputed, you know. So I don't want to hear about all this stuff about, people not, fighting who they're supposed to fight. You know, I want to give a shout out to Vin Rhames and Rhames and Wesley Snipes, for giving the public what they want, you know. But like I said, man, it was a, that's all you got to do, man. Right now, that's all the public. That's all we want to see. All we want to see is two fighters, two motherfucking fighters in the ring, fighting for undisputed. You know? Hey, how long I been on this bitch? God damn, where that fucking time thingy at? Oh, there it is, 37 minutes. On that note, I'm just gonna give a shout out to the LDBC and everybody stay sucker free. Yeah.